right, so I'm going to give you guys a little bit of a wagon update. I know it's been a few weeks, but I'll address that as we get. Let's just get into it. So I'll go ahead and start off with my mistake. I ordered these brackets, and I talked about that a while back for a rear disc brake conversion for a Civic. These are just the regular two-wheel drive disc brake conversion kits. A lot of times when I'm ordering parts, I've had this bad habit of just getting things wrong, not paying enough attention to the details, and not really being like making sure and triple verifying that I'm getting everything right. And that's really delayed this project a lot. I am waiting on some other bigger things like the transmission and subframes and all that stuff that are out of my control. But there's a lot of things in my control that I just keep dropping the ball on and messing up. And I'll go over a couple of those right quick just to kind of put myself on blast. So yeah, these brackets here that I ordered sometime last year are the rear disc brake conversion for a two-wheel drive Civic, and it will not work for the all-wheel drive. There, that you can see that difference there. You can see this diameter way smaller than this. And to my credit, you could chop this up, make this thing all work, but I'm trying to get away from doing hodgepodge stuff and doing things incorrectly. The good news is parts have started going back on the wagon. So I didn't film a whole lot of this. I did have to do wheel hub bearings. You got to use the air chisel a little bit, got to get those all out of there. That kind of gave me a reason to order this whole OEM Tools Master Wheel Hub Bearing Kit. This thing is freaking phenomenal. It's a little expensive. I think I paid $240 for this from Amazon. It is the hub and wheel bearing replacement set from OEM Tools, and it is fantastic. These different size cups fit in there. Put your through bolt through, your nut through there for this one. And it's got a brand new wheel bearing in there, as you can see. And it's super simple. You can actually use that kit and do it inside the car. So I get to do all that. I highly recommend one of those if you don't have one. You anticipate doing more wheel hub bearings. I obviously will because I have a lot of things that are going to be coming through the pipes that are going to need a whole lot of maintenance. And this is just one of them. So as you see, this is these are some of the giant wheels that I got a while back from Chris. They're 15 by 9, and I have I'm going to keep them around because I have an idea for another project these are going to go on. But just kind of show you the mock-up, you can see the rear disc in there with the rear brake caliper in there now, all set up. Got all that. All these stainless lines are all finally in. Got all those mounted up. You can see here, this is all actually put together. I started to take apart that whole assembly on that side. That's why the other one's all taken apart. But yeah, the struts in here, I got the brake line ran up and around. The only thing I don't have an Amster for, and I'm gonna get it with Justin because I think he has some kind of solution he came up with, obviously for his. But you have to cut off the bracket here to get this this rear brake caliper on here. Brake adapter kit that I got from Kingpin actually came with these to relocate your emergency brake. But it's supposed to bolt into there and go on top. But obviously I don't have the allocation, so I don't know how I'm gonna have to refigure this, but I'm sure Justin or somebody out there knows what they did, and I'll talk to them about that. But anyway, yeah, no, this is all looking really nice. That's catching one of the clips there because it's not tightened down, but that's all in there. That's all installed. I got stainless steel brake lines on all four corners now. I just finished putting this one back on because I had to do the wheel hub, like I said, in this one as well. But it all looks real nice. All the stainless steel hardware. Well, I got to put that clip back in that one. But yeah, I got this all mounted up. All the powder coating looks really good. All turned out real nice. I went ahead and swapped out the 3030. So the one that came out of here was actually a 3030 as well, but it was leaking really bad. And this one here, you can just see it's just gross, and you can see this is actually eating off the paint off the bracket. It's just been leaking for a very long time. I'm not sure if the internal seal that's in here in the sandwich plate or where the top ones were leaking, but somewhere it was leaking, so it's out of there now. Went ahead and pulled all the AC lines, all the power lines out of here. I tucked them back into the cab. I'm not going to use them right now because I'm going to work on the AC after I get the whole thing put back together. We got the wire loom for all the front lights pulled out of here. I'm actually going to re-loom those. I don't know, I'm not going to run them like tucked, but I am going to kind of find a better area to route those so that it's not so crowded and gross in here. I just don't like having that big bundle of wires all tucked in here. This side's a little bit cleaner, but I'm going to also clean these up too on the lights on this side and the horn and whatnot. But yeah, a lot of progress has been going on. Just haven't filmed a whole heck of a lot of it because it's not terribly interesting to watch someone do wheel hub bearings and put brake calipers on. But I will get you guys caught up on some other things. Got Because the next big project, I'm going to pull all the interior out of here, and I'll show you a couple reasons why. I want to redo all of this. This is just really just a huge mess of wires. This is the AC loom that I pulled through here. I want to make sure it's all taken care of, and if something isn't ground, I'll reground it all. But I want to redo all this. This is just gross and nasty and burn up, and the power lines. I want to take all the power hub little bracketry I did this little hub, like a power bank, like where I put around all my power stuff out here. I don't like it. I don't like being here. I don't like it being ran through the firewall. It's just, you know, it's all janky and taped up, and just, it's really not, it's pretty sketchy if you think about it, as far as all your power going right here. I want to make that a whole lot better, put my breakers and stuff like in that line, just make this a whole better system and actually put that inside the cab. So it's protected from the elements, and also it doesn't have to go through the firewall so it won't rub and cause another fire hazard. Guys, I don't know, I never really talked about this, but I actually had a wire catch on fire. I don't know if you can kind of see it in here, and it melted this off here. It actually didn't damage anything, but it grounded out. Yeah, you can see right there. It burnt on it here. And that was just from grounding out on, I want to say it was something in the engine bay. Grounded out on the power cable, and there's a thin one, and it literally just turned glowing red and burnt all this stuff. Almost burnt the wagon to the ground, but yeah, that's one of the reasons I want to redo a whole lot of stuff. And honestly, one of the inspirations for this whole new rebuild of the wagon, because I want to make sure it's safe, and all the janky stuff that I did in the past is all taken care of, because I want this thing to last for a while. I don't know if you know that or not, but another reason for it is, it's just, look, this carpet is so gross. I mean, it's like rock solid. All this needs to be cleaned up and taken out. The seats, I really would like to replace them. I've been talking to PRP about some custom seats. They're a little bit on the pricey side, but if I can get them in here, I think that would be really super sick to have a nice like off-road set of seats in here. I love the wagon seats, but they're showing their age a little bit. So I'd like to get all that out. And another thing I'd like to address while I have it all apart. Look, I love the futuristic auto belts. It's part of the character of the wagon, but in the grand scheme of things, I don't want to get decapitated. I like having a head. And I also like my wife having a head. I don't like her thoughts of being decapitated while riding around the wagon. I hate saying this, but I want to take these out. I'm going to try to put the pillar-mounted seat belts in here from an older wagon, or I'm going to build a harness bar for the PRP seats and then have actual harnesses in here so it's a little more safer, add some rigidity, just a whole lot of stuff. But yeah, all this needs to be pulled apart, redone, cleaned up. And I'm trying to decide some ideas about some carpet. Mason and I talked about an idea about doing maybe an element rubberized mat kind of situation in here. But maybe C-deck stuff. I don't know. There's a lot of options out there. The world is my oyster when it comes to that, because I don't know what I want to do with it. But I want to make this not so gross and be a little bit better for if you have muddy feet or wet feet and you come in and out of the wagon. It doesn't like just go right to the carpet and make it even worse than it already is. The rest of the interior is in really great shape. That's, you know, for the age, the wagon's been really taken care of. I do my due diligence about doing, make sure it's all looks nice and fresh up here. But the carpet situation is disgusting, and like all these wires routed for the amps and stuff like that. Like, I'd like to clean all this stuff. This was tucked into there at one point, but it really needs to be redone. And like I said, the ECU and all that stuff. One modification I'd like to do is I'd like to relocate the ECU up higher. That way, if we go through water gets up in here and slosh in there and get on the ECU. Obviously, that'd be a bad day. So I like to mount that up higher, up in here behind the glove box somewhere. I know that's kind of a big stream of conscious kind of video, but I've been trying to just get stuff done. And it is 110 degrees for almost 15 days straight here in Arkansas. So I have not had a whole lot of motivation to get a whole lot done on anything outside. I have, however, got an AC put in here. I got a window unit. It helps keep it down pretty nice. It's like 73 in here right now, so it's pretty manageable. But yeah, it's pretty hot out there. But yeah, while it's cooled off in here, I'm actually gonna do a little bit of cleanup and clean the garage up a little bit, because it's getting a little bit of a mess from working on all the wheel hub bearings and putting the calipers on there. But anyway, enough of that. I'll see you guys soon. You should be sorry. Look at this.
It's beautiful.
I got paid $10 for this. This VCR cost $500 in 1994, and this is what I've done to it.
It would cost $1,000 today.
Converting over old Jeeping videos and memory videos of my family. But I just want to try this one first. This is the first tape I grabbed. And yeah, I literally pulled out the entire loading mechanism because that was what was messing up. I ended up breaking it, so I had to bypass it all. And now I've got some sprinkle cookie candles holding it down while it's doing this thing, going to my converter, and going to a USB. So we'll just let this thing play out until it runs out of tape. It's got quite a long way to go. But yeah, there you go. Create my own barn find.